Good morning. This is Dr. Leah, and this is Oben, and this is Tea with Dr. Leah. Oh my God, isn't he the cutest little thing? He is my little angel. Besides my sidekick, he is my angel. And he's got this really cute sequence on today. He's a little embarrassed about the pink, but he does like sequins. So today, if you haven't already guessed, we are going to be talking about the fire element. So this is a really challenging one for me to talk about because I have a lot of fire. So it's actually difficult for me to kind of face my own stuff. And I've been going through something that a lot of fire people go through, which is I've had to stifle my fire as an adult. A lot of times you're told you have to squash your fire because it's not appropriate. It causes a mess. It causes chaos. It doesn't fit in the lines. And people like things that fit in the lines in our society. So fire suffers a lot because especially when we go to have a square job, we have to rein in that fire or else it really makes people angry. And oh, I forgot my tea. Just a second. Let me get some tea. We need tea. If it's tea with Dr. Leah, we need tea. Just a second. Let's see here. Okay. I have a really nice tea too. I know, Oben, it's hard. Okay. So today I wanted to do something they call performance tea, and very appropriate. Wedding basket is the name of this one. So basically what they do, this is different than the usual kind of tea ceremony and things like that. The ceremony is watching the tea. So you have green tea with a flower all bundled up, and then when you put it in preferably a glass kettle or a glass mug, you're going to put hot water over it. And what happens is that the tea kind of emerges. So as it steeps, it's going to open up, which is really, really fun. So Oben's kind of bored with this. He's kind of over it. But so flowers are very important to fire people. I would say for myself, having a lot of fire, that a life without flowers is like a life without love. It's not worth living. I love flowers. So, and I haven't been introducing my babies very often in the videos, even though I've been making element appropriate choices with my flowers. So roses are very important. Roses have a lot of connection with the heart energy, and also it's kind of like the epitome of a romantic flower, just like peonies are another example too. Those are really endearing to fire people because fire is all about love, and it's specifically romantic love. And then here, this is one of my favorite cattleyas. I don't know her name. She's a hybrid cattleya, but she smells amazing. She has kind of that almost citrusy, honey-like fragrance that a lot of orchids have when they have a fragrance. And so she can just fill a room with her fragrance. And so, I love her little ruffles, and I just think she's beautiful. And she's a really powerful plant too. She's not dainty. She flowers at least twice a year, and she's constantly growing. Like, she's a very tough little thing. And I love my plants. And I would say that one of the reasons that I do well with plants, I don't feel like I am a master gardener or anything like that, but I love them. I talk to them, the way that we talk to plants is really through the heart. I think for me is that it's like this. I go into my heart space, and that's the way I'm able to communicate with nature and how I'm able to communicate with my animals. And when I'm doing healing work too, it's through my heart space. And I think that's something that really is important to fire people. As you can see here, it's slowly starting to open up. I don't know if you can see this. But in a little bit, it's going to start looking really pretty, I hope. The top is just opening up here. So fire physically has a lot of triangles. So like on my face, I have a more typical kind of diamond shape. Like this part of my face sticks out the most. Another option, another type of fire face would be like a typical heart-shaped face with a very pointed chin and kind of like a round on the top. Also, it can be like an oval face with a lot of peaks. So Cupid's bow, peaks on the eyebrows, widow's peak, dimples, pointed nose. Those are all very fire kind of traits. Also, in terms of appearance, the eyes like sparkle. There's a lot of energy in the eyes. Sometimes if it's excess fire, it can get a little manic, so a little wildness in the eyes. Like when you see little kids when they get all wild-eyed, that's a lot of fire energy. In terms of the hair, I never have my hair natural on camera because it's messy and it doesn't have a smooth line for camera. But I wanted to show kind of what fire hair looks like. It's a little wild. It's not tameable. It's not something that you can control. It just kind of does whatever it wants to do. It doesn't have to be curly, but it just kind of doesn't follow the rules. In terms of the body, fire people tend to be thinner and more narrower at the waist and everything. They tend to have longer legs and a shorter torso. What else? Fire people, in terms of clothes, it's all about color. Fire loves color and loves sparkle. I tried to tone it down a little bit, but I did put a little bit of fire edge to it. I love polka dots. I love a little bit of bling, heart-shaped jewelry. Also, these earrings, not only are they blingy, but these actually were given to me by my mom. And I wear them a lot because my mom's far away right now. And everybody who knows me and was at our clinic that we had for several years, my mom practiced with me, and I love her so much. And we were really, really close. And she's on the other side of the country right now. So it's really, really hard for me. And so I like to wear things that remind me of her all the time. Fire is connected to the heart. So the heart and the small intestine organ systems are the fire element in the body. So if you think about the heart is our major sensing organ for the electromagnetic energy, the electromagnetic fields around us. And so someone who has a lot of that heart energy, like fire people do, they are super, super sensitive to any little fluctuations in energy around them. They can be very attuned to changes in emotion and frequency of the people and the environment around them, which is good and bad always. So fire people also, if they're healthy, they are open-hearted. They're here to love and be loved on a personal and collective scale. So fire people love their animals, they love their friends, they love their home, they love their plants, they love their lover, they love everybody. They love the planet, and that's what motivates them. What motivates fire people is joy and fun and love. Now, the flip side of that, well, there's two. So fire can become too much joy, too crazy. And so like think of Robin Williams as stereotypical. A lot of comedians have a lot of fire. It's that incredible vulnerability and wanting to make people laugh and wanting to connect on this grand scale and just getting completely out of control. And you see even in his personal life, typical fire, when you don't have that connection, you don't have that love feeding you, it's like you fall into despair. And you can get very withdrawn, closed off from the world. And fire people can literally die of loneliness, can die of disconnection. People who have a lot of fire cannot handle isolation. It will kill them, literally. and they can die of a broken heart, they can die of loneliness. And fire people, when they're deficient, they're not fed, they're not connected, for whatever reason they've been isolated, it's very difficult for them because they're not being fed energy. Fire needs fuel. It needs the fuel of connection. And when fire's not being fed, it can't kind of get out there. It's very hard once fire person is isolated. And I've been there, and all fire people have been there. Sometimes for whatever reason, you haven't connected with your friends and loved ones for a little bit, and it's like you haven't had conversations, and you get depressed, and there's inertia. It's very hard to like take action steps to reconnect again. So if you have fire people in your life, it's really helpful for them, if you haven't heard from them for a little while, to really reach out and connect to them and spark that connection again, because it's really hard for fire people to get out and be social when they've been cut off. So like, for example, if you've moved to a new town or you started a new job and you don't know people and you don't feel like it takes that minute to get connected again, or even the way our society is built now is very isolating. And it's hard for fire people, once they've been cut off, to make that connection. A lot of times they have to reach into their other elements, like their determination, their water determination, to take an action step to get out and be connected again. And once they're connected, they get all fueled up again. Fire has a hard time in our society for a lot of reasons. One of them is that they cannot do a job they don't love. Fire has to love their job. They have to have a joy, they have to have a passion in their job, or they just can't do it. And then it's the same thing for anything in life. They cannot do something they don't love, that they don't have passion for, that they're not having fun with. And that includes relationships and love. So I think that my opinion is that fire people cannot engage romantically with someone unless they feel love. Even if it's for a night or a week, they have to feel that love and that connection in order to be with someone. Fire doesn't, you hear a lot of talk about vulnerability, and fire people are naturally very vulnerable. Like, that's our natural state. And so, because it's all about the heart and about being open and expansive. And when I talk about vulnerability, it's not like, it's like kind of like a buzzword right now to be, you have to be vulnerable and talk to people. And it's like, that's a wood person talking, and they're talking about marketing. They're talking about selling something. Like, pretend to be vulnerable so you connect with people. That's not what I'm talking about. Fire people are honestly vulnerable by nature because we are open-hearted and we live to connect. And so that means that we can be hurt really easily, because when fire reaches out to connect, and we usually reach out to connect too soon, and we usually share too much too soon, and then one wrong step and by the other person, and we're like, it feels like that despair of that heart connection getting broken off. And it's really, it'll make a fire person withdraw. If you think about children around the age of 5 or 6, they have a lot of excess fire. So if you see how they behave, like a lot of emotionality, when they feel hurt, they just really feel hurt. Like, they just feel so intensely. Fire adults, hopefully, if they want to, blend in with society, they learn how to tone that down. Usually they have other elements. Like, for me, I have metal to kind of restrain me. I have water where I can just kind of go into my own space. But you have to have another element if you're a fire person, just to kind of contain it a little bit so people don't think you're crazy. That's really, it's a problem for fire people. Especially fire women drive people crazy. So I know this personally. So if you have a lot of fire, people they want to make you behave. Like, it's like there's something about it. Like, they want to rein you in. They want to corral you. It's usually makes people feel really uncomfortable because fire doesn't have boundaries. Like, you think about, this is actually, unfortunately, right now there's fires raging in Southern California. There's a lot of heat and a lot of dryness, a lot of fire energy. It's summertime, and there's actually fires. happening. But so fire, what was I saying? Um, Fire needs, what was I totally lost my train. So this, as you can see here, I hope you can see this. It's really cool. The flower is coming out there. I think it's really beautiful. I love flower tea. So the uses of flower tea. So this is a green tea. It looks like Juhua chrysanthemum. Together, both of these teas are really good for the. So let me go back. So Juhua chrysanthemum is really good for the liver, and it's really good for the eyes. Helps to lower cholesterol, cleanse the arteries. Of course, that's not has not been approved by the FDA. I'm talking about Chinese medicine, what it does in China, not what it does in the United States. So, and then the green tea is really good antioxidant. It helps to clean the body of fats. It helps to clear inflammation from the body. This is really good to have in this kind of weather, in the summer when it's hot, because it helps to cool down the body, cool down inflammation. It's good for having with a Western diet, which tends to be higher in sugar, higher in fats. This helps to kind of clear all that stuff out. And it has a little bit of bitterness to it. I like it. It's not like super bitter, but the chrysanthemum and the green tea both have a little edge of bitterness. And fire loves a little bit of a bite, a little bit of bitterness. Bitter taste is related to the fire element in Chinese medicine. And see, when you talk, go ahead and talk.
Hi.
See how the bars go up?
Yeah.
Yeah, see that? And now this is showing us back, this is showing us what the camera's looking at. You actually want to look straight into this camera right here.
Okay.
Okay.
We should have done hair and makeup today.
No, this is perfect because, we're talking about the fire element. So, Miss Rory, I'm going to have you sit right here. Can you see yourself right here? Perfect. Okay, so guess who popped in today? We have Miss Rory. She is a fire diva. And she was born with a lot of sparkle, a lot of star power. And it's been a challenge for her because sometimes people, they don't understand. They want to stifle that star power. So Rory, tell me what it's like to be a star and have people not understand. You can look right in that camera right there.
It's really being just a star. You can just be whatever you want today. Just be anything.
I love that. That's a perfect message. That is such a fire message. That's awesome. What is your favorite sport?
Soccer.
She loves soccer. Okay. And what is your favorite part about playing soccer?
When we try to kick it.
Okay. And what is your favorite animal?
Kitties.
You like kitties? She has 2 cute little kitties who are going to be spending the week with me. I'm very excited. Okay. Is there anything else you want to share, Rory? We're done? Okay. Well, thank you, Rory. I think our interview's over. Perfect. For a fire activity, I would recommend getting out and connecting, whether that be just going out in nature and connecting with your heart, connecting with animals, connecting with little kids. Little kids will definitely bring out the fire energy. But just connect in any way you can. Go to a comedy club, go dancing, especially if you don't know how to do the dance. It's even funnier. Hang out with people that you love and just get out and connect. I think we should do a little bit of a meditation though. So let's do a little bit of a fire meditation. Just go ahead and relax wherever you are. And take a few deep breaths and just allow your breath to bring you into your body, into your present moment. And just allow your consciousness to sink down into your heart space. So it feels like your eyes, the seat of your vision, comes down into your heart space so that if you were to open your eyes, it'd be like you're looking out of your chest. And just feel the love and the expansion and the warmth there. And one of my favorite authors whom I love is Stephen Herod Buhner. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He talks about enveloping others in your heart cloth, and I love that term. So just imagine, bring forth right now someone that you care about who really needs some love. Maybe the whole planet. And just imagine embracing that person, that being, the earth, with your heart cloth, with your heart. And feel how that love dissolves all fear, dissolves all boundaries. Love heals everything. And just see, feel in your heart mind whatever is ailing that person, that being, the earth, dissolving in that love and that warmth and that grace and that kindness. And as you do this, feel how you are at once an individual and you are connected with your individual heart to the one heart. That we are all one. And in that knowing, we are all healed. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. I think it's important every once in a while to connect to your heart space. Oh, there's a lot of traffic today. Connect to your heart space and connect to that oneness. It keeps you out of that fear. It keeps you out of that isolation. And it helps to bring all of your other elements out and connecting with others. I hope you have a beautiful morning, a beautiful day. I love you, and may you be healed in whatever ails you. Oben loves you too. He's just having a nap right now. Have a wonderful day.